Hello folks, from today onwards we are going to study business environment and international business, which is one of the important subject for KSET and NET. ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಬರೋಣ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆರ್ KSET ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ NET examinations. So in that we'll go with the first chapter, business environment. ಸೊ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. Business environment is that force that affects organization performance. Business environment, when you combine these two words, business environment, this is a force that will affect the business organization. ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಿಗರಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್. It can either take organization to a profit or it can take organization to loss. It presents threat as well as opportunities for any business. As I told, ಒಂದು business environment ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ it can either bring profit, that is opportunities to the business organization. Otherwise it can bring threats, that is loss to the business organization. So here, first of all, there is combination of two words, business and environment. To understand the meaning of business environment, first we need to understand what is business and what is environment separately. So we'll go with the definition. Or according to Davis, business is a combined effort of people for production and distribution of goods and services. ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಡೆಸ್ಬೋದು, ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಹಿ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯದಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಜನದ ಗುಂಪು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕಮ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನೂ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯೂರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಔಟ್ಕಮಿಂದ ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ರೀಚಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಥ್ರೂ ಲಾಜಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಚೈನ್ಸ್. ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್, ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟಚ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐದರ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ or it can make loss. So ಈ business environment, first of all environment ಏನಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So there are two types of environment. One is internal environment, second one is external environment. Internal environment ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ environment which we can control to some extent. ಅಂದರೆ we can control this environment, we can use these type of environments for our business. So what are those? Suppliers, customers, market intermediaries, competitors, and public. So these are all internal factors. That means we can control these factors to some extent. So next type of environment is external factor. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಓವರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, socio-cultural environment, technology environment, legal environment, and natural environment. So in these type of environment we have zero control. So which we have some control we call is internal environment. We have no control we call external environment. So next we are going to next topic, nature of business. ಈ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಈಗ suppose we are talking about a human being. So nature of a human ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, he is angry ಅಂದರೆ he can be angry all the time, or he have patience, or he is kind. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್. ಅದೇ ಥರ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ there are some natures and we have to study this nature. So first nature is dependence on each other. So entire environment of a business is combination of factors like an economic environment, legal environment, technological environment, political environment. So all this environment is dependent on each other. So that is the first nature of business. Second nature, mobility. Business environment is flexible in nature. It means environment of business changes according to time. In the same way, due to continuous change in business, factors, policies, strategies of business are also changed. So in one word, I can say business is dynamic. ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. Third nature of business is multifarious nature. So business environment is multifarious. It changes according to time, period, and place. There are frequent changes in environment which is followed by positive and negative reactions. One we considered as opportunity and while another we considered as threat. So multifarious nature ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ environment brings both positive and negative factors to our business. So positive andre we take it as opportunity and negative andre we take it as threat. Fourth nature, ability to understanding changing scenario. So first of all, understanding the change is difficult task in a business. So a businessman must be very aware of this in this changing scenario and have to formulate new policies and procedures. So ಒಂದು environment ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ change is inevitable. So there is a saying that change is the only constant. So we have to keep adapting to the changing environment as well as we have to prepare new policies and procedures. Knowledge of danger by accidental changes. So there are some things which are controllable by business and which are some things which are uncontrollable by business. So these dangers such as electricity, shortage of electricity or electricity crisis, or inflation or change in the prices. So we have to make sure that we overcome these dangers. And I call it accidental changes because these things are out of control. So we have to have the knowledge of the danger that are caused by accidental changes. So next we are going to study about importance of business environment. First of all, why we need to study the business environment. So these are the answers for why we need to study business environment. In other words, we call it as importance of business environment. So business environment helps in economic development of a country, as well as if you take it as an individual business, it helps in analyzing the business and it helps in staying in the competition. So let us see point wise. So first it helps in knowledge of internal environment. So as I said, business environment has two types. One is internal and another one is external. Internal it is controllable to some extent and external we have zero control. So it helps in knowledge of internal control. That means when we study business environment, some internal environment such as policies, objectives, sources, and strategies that are managed by business. And if you have very good knowledge, you can also control the business. Next importance of business environment is it helps in long-term planning. For any future of any business, it depends on appropriate planning and long-term planning. So, study of business environment helps in planning for short term as well as long term. It is very important to run a business. Next importance is analysis and evaluation of planning. So, formulation of policies and planning is not only sufficient for success, but analysis and evaluation of planning is also important. So, you can come to know where you have gone wrong and you can rectify the planning when adopting it next time. So, for success of any planning, forecasting and analysis of plannings are very important. So next importance of business environment is helpful in proper utilization of resources. So when I say resources, there are two types of resources. One is natural resources and another one is human resources. So natural resources are of the country helps to decide the nature of business and its success. So for example, India is rich in black soil. Let us take an example. So what we can grow in the black soil? We can grow cotton. So we can say if we make a business in cotton industry, we can make profit. That is the natural sources. If we come to human resources are very helpful in deciding the techniques of production and they can manage the business environment very effectively. So we have to make proper utilization of both natural and human resources. Fifth importance of business environment is develop competition ability. So in this time success depends on competition. How you survive in the competition. Competition ability includes quality of goods, reduction of cost and delivery of goods to consumers, etc. So these are the some strategies you have to follow in order to stay in competition as well as in order to make profit. So next topic we are going to study about general environment of. So next topic we are going to study is general elements of business environment. So there are two types of elements as I said in the starting of this video. So starting early and healthy day, there are two types of environment that is internal and external. So internal are controllable to some extent and external are uncontrollable. And now external environment is further divided into two types. One is micro environment and next is macro environment. What are micro environment and what are macro environment? We will learn in the next video. ಸೊ ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್, ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಇದರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.